Hello everybody, this is Mojo from ThreeChordGuitar.com. I'd like to share a couple of blues licks that I use a fair amount when I'm playing around either at the house or in blues jams or the like. I'm thinking that maybe it might be of some use to you. These have a little bit of grit to them. Let's add a little bit more volume to that. In order to do so, I'm using a ZVEX box of rock with the boost. Because you know, must have boost. As a matter of fact, I should sell t-shirts that say God Boost. That would be kind of fun. Anyway. Riff number one. How do we do that? I'm going to move a little bit so you get a better feel for, or better view of my right hand. Alright. It all starts here. So, Johnny Cash finger on the G string on the 4th fret. So I slide it up to the 4th fret. And then I add the index finger on the B string 3rd fret. So go back, so you still the Johnny Cash finger sliding up to the 4th, then 3rd fret on the string above, and come back to the 4th string with your middle finger. Then you hit with your index finger the 3rd fret of the high E string and then start bending it up. And land with your ring finger on the 5th fret of the B string. So, still on the B string, you go 5, 3, then 4 on the on the G string, and back to 5 on the B string. I start a lot of blues jams with that, or blues soul with that. Very versatile little intro. To me, the whole science of this one really is in the bend with your index finger on the 3rd fret of the high E. And then a little vibrato with your ring finger. By the way, when I do that one, I cheat this vibrato. Let me show you better. And by cheat, I mean that my this part of my hand is stuck under the neck. I use a pretty beefy neck, by the way. As you can see here, this is a good old fat back neck. Gives you a lot of meat on which to hold when you're doing a little trilling action. Alright, so that was riff number one. Riff number two. This is a riff that I've been doing for a while. I'm not too sure who started it. I recall that Gary Moore was using it on one of his blues CDs when he pretended to be a blues man. Alright, so we're going to be starting in a 9th fret on the B string with the index finger. And then I basically just pick 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't really care how you end up there in terms of what finger you have. Some people like to use, you know, 1 finger per fret, and that's cool with me. I usually end up with my Johnny Cash finger at the 12th fret of the B string. And as soon as I'm there, I add my ring finger to the 12th fret of the high E string. And then I alternate. Don't hesitate to add a little vibrato. This is blues after all. And then after I do it a couple of times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I drop the index finger down on the 11th fret of the B string and lift my Johnny Cash finger note that my ring finger remains in the same place. And then I'm simply going to slide that index finger with 1 down to the 10th fret and slide it down again 1 to the 9th where we started. So okay. If you have questions about the vibrato that I'm doing around on these different licks, every time I play the blues there's a lot of vibrato involved. We have a video online on ThreeChordGuitar.com explaining all the different techniques of vibrato that I personally use. It may be of use to review if not something you feel comfortable with. Alright, a little blues in A. If you go to the 9th fret with your Johnny Cash finger on the G string, and then put your ring finger on the high E string, still the 9th fret, you can have different variants there. This is obviously going to be in the key of A, so 9th fret, 8th fret. Know that both the Johnny Cash and the index finger slid together down 1 fret. We're going to do it again to the 7th fret and to the 6th fret. But this time I lift the Johnny Cash finger and place my ring finger and put my index finger on the 5th fret of the high E string. Okay? So 9th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret, 6th, and 5. So as I said, that would be in the key of A. Alright. Since we're looking at these kinds of descending licks, which obviously are huge in blues, how about this one? This one will be in the key of A. So I slide up my Johnny Cash finger to the 4th fret of the G string, and as soon as I get there, I drop my index finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then I start going down, so down one fret back towards the nut. And I get to this 4th point where as you can see here, my Johnny Cash finger is on the 1st fret. And so obviously I got nowhere else to go because I've been 1 fret behind with my index the whole time. So instead of worrying about it, I just hit the high E string unfretted. And once you're there, what do? Well, you need some kind of a turnaround. So let's look at the turnaround. The turnaround is usually what we do on the 5 progression of a 1-4-5 blues. So since this is a lick in E, the turnaround is going to be in a blues in E, and 1-4-5 is going to be a B7. So how do we do that? So you take your index finger and you hit the A string with nothing, and then you hammer on the 1st fret, and then you slide it up to the 2nd fret, and then with your pinky you hit the 4th fret of the D string. Alright. So just a little fun, little blues licks that I found very useful. I hope that you will too. Practice hard. Let me know if I can help. Take care.